Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leetcode 1219. This is Path with Maximum Gold. And before we get into it, please like, subscribe. I appreciate your time. Um, in a gold mine grade of size M by N, each cell in this mine has an integer representing the amount of gold in that cell. Zero if it is empty. So return the maximum number, the maximum amount of gold you can collect under the conditions. Every time you are located in a cell, you will collect all the gold in that cell from that position. From your position, you can walk one step to the left, right, up or down. You can't visit the same cell more than once and never visit a cell zero gold, a cell with zero gold. And you can't start and stop collecting gold from any position in the grid that has some gold. So basically, we've been given a graph or a grid, and then we've been given cells where they have gold or not, right? So zero for the cells that do not have any gold, and those are cells that we can't visit. And the other set of cells that we can visit is the cells that we've already collected some gold from, right? Or we've already visited. If you visit a cell, we have to collect the gold. And basically, what the question is asking us to do is to start, at the points where there is gold and then do a path traversal, right? So path traversal, we're going to use DFS in this case, right? You can see from example, the first example, right, that we have 0, 6, 0, 5, 8, 7, 9, sorry, 0, 9, 0, right? And then you start from 9, go to 8 and 5, based on the direction, you can go up, down to the left or right, right? You can do it, but we can't visit, cells that we've already visited. So it's kind of like, it's a directed path. You can't just like wind your way around. And we've been also given this graph, right? Or this grid. And then again, we have this path where you move from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. And this is the path to the max goal, right? There's no way to move from 9 to 3 because you are surrounded by zeros, for example. And I guess um 3, 4, 3, you can't get 20, right? Because 20 is also waterlogged basically. So to get a max gold, we want to explore all the parts. We want to start from the positions that have gold. We want to do a DFS. And in our DFS, basically, what I want to do, instead of even creating a visited array, is to when we are done collecting the gold, we just change the value temporarily of that node to zero, right? And in our base case, in our DFS, we'll be checking if it is in bounds, right? If the um, position in the grid that we are on, if it is in bounds, right, then we can continue. And also, we want to check if we've already visited it or what we've already collected the gold, or there's nothing in there, right? We check if the gold is equal to zero. So, after that, I just want to get into the code, right? And it will be, I just want to keep use variables to keep what's the length and width of the grid. Right. Cool. Now double for loop in zero. I want to go through all the cells, plus. We want to go through all the cells and check if they have gold first. And if they do have gold, then it is a good path to start, right? So I'll say if grade of I and J, if that is not equal to zero, right, then we know that it has gold. And this is a valid place to start our path, right? So, and I think before that, I even forgot to name a variable called max, which will be the max gold we've taken so far, right? So I'll say then our max is equal to max dot max of the max value and the DFS, right? Cool. And in our DFS, what we'll take is the grade, and then we'll have the first and last index, right? Cool. So at the end of the double for loop, what we want to do is return our max at that point, right? Now, our DFS is going to return an int, and it's going to take in the grade that I previously said. and then our starting positions, right? So what I want to check is if we are in bounds, right? So if you are not in bounds, right? Take I is greater than or equal to the width of the grid, and j is less than 0, right? Same with I, or j is greater than or equal to what the width, right? The grid, or that we previously, I guess, instead of visited, right? I'll just mark the cell that we've just taken gold from. I want to mark it to 0 temporarily, right? So if grade I dot J, if grade I guess I dot J, you guys get it, is equal to 0, right? Then we return 0, right? These are invalid parts. We don't want to take these parts. Cool. Now, I'm even guessing that like I should probably have had um probably have in a way of keeping the value of the grade that we are on right now, right? So I want to keep it, and I'll call it 10 so grade of I J, right? We keep the 10 value and then our parts, right? So A will be one of the parts of the DFS, and that will give us a grade I J. So I plus 1 J, right? I'm moving in all the four directions. I want to move in those directions. So I minus 1 J here, and do the same here with I and then J minus 1, right? And then D will be DFS grade I J plus 1, right? So we are moving in all four directions. Now, I want to now have a variable to keep max, right? That means the path that has given us the max so far. That will be the math of max of A, B, and then the max of what? Oh yeah, I mean the max of all four, right? And the way I'll write it in Java is math.max of another math.max, right? Basically here, and then do the same thing for I guess C and D, right? So we get the max of these four parts, and to that, whatever value we get from that, right? We want to add the the sorry, we want to add a temp. Sorry, before that, actually, I wanted to mark. I forgot to do that. I wanted to mark the IG or the node that we're currently on and set it to 0, right? So that once we are done getting the match, we can remark it, right? This is basically going to tell us that we've already visited. It's kind of yeah, it's kind of like playing as a way of telling that we've already visited the node that we're currently on, right? And then at the end of that, we'll change it back to temp, right? And then I want to return max, right? So that's it. So we passed the first two test cases, and let's just submit. So we beat 78% of code this or like solutions, I guess. Very simple solution. What's the runtime? Well, we have a grid which is of size m by n, right? So think of it m by n here, right? We are going through each of them in the worst case that we are going through all the cells in a grid, and then maybe all of the cells in a grid actually even start with gold, right? So m by n, and when we are doing our DFS, right? Our DFS, we are possibly going to go to every single cell in the graph, right? So there'll be m by n again possibilities in our DFS, right? So the runtime is m by n times m by n, right? So it is m by n all squared, right? If you get it. So that is going to be the runtime. The space complexity basically is going to be O of m by n, right? Which is our original grade. And I guess with the DFS, you're able to change the values to simulate, especially in this question. We didn't need an extra like grade for the visited. So I hope you guys go value from this. Please take time to like and subscribe. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.